taking
Okay, for all those that don't know, me and her are not PG. This is not kid friendly. This is not a
warning.
Christian Minecraft server, okay?
Put a
This
warning
is
at the beginning of this one. I'll be like, we talked about crack and ice, and we said a couple times. Thanks for me the hat again while it's recording. Yes, we are the Blue Crew.
and we didn't even plan this.
Serendipity.
You have Mighty Morphin in the background. OG Mighty Morphin Morpher from set.
Really?
It's so old and original that you can't click the button. You have to click it and pull it. It's glued in because
Otherwise, it would pop out. She's keyed out, but here's a cat. There we go.
I,
The cat has
I
become
was
visible.
really wondering, like, is the cat gonna bother the backstory in this video?
This is Paula.
Paula the cat.
You wanted to talk about Disney era specifically. I forgot specifically which season.
Excuse me, miss.
Mystic
Boppity boop
Force.
you. I will bippity boppity boop you.
I just finished watching Magiranger.
I love Magiranger, but it's weird.
If weird is Hoka like turning into a radio and then getting embarrassed as a radio, then I'm okay with things being weird.
Do you not sense that the Red Ranger and Pink Ranger have some weird romance, even though they're brother and sister?
Not at all.
Rewatch some of their scenes together.
Okay. I sense the Red Ranger seemed to have a love triangle going on between that high school girl and Lynn from the Magic Universe. And I was like, dude, you're 17 and that Magic Universe woman is like 300.
Realistically, if he wants it, he can get it.
He doesn't. She doesn't end up with him.
Also, the Green Ranger is just a jealous prick, which is funny at the beginning. I'm supposed to be this. I'm the older brother.
He just has control issues. He wants everything to be just so, and he wants people to listen to him because he thinks he knows best. And he has a really hard time when other people get any amount of control.
Excuse me. Why do you kill off the mother in the first episode, okay? That was traumatizing. As a person who watched that as a child, like at 8 years old, that was traumatizing.
I talked about this in my review of it, but the delivery of the actress when she's like spinning and blowing up and dying, the way that she's screaming is so unnecessarily intense.
I'm melting!
Yeah, truly horrifying. And then the next scene, they're all crying because their mom literally just died. And I think Urara is like, guys, we gotta get up. We got shit to do. We gotta get over this already. And you're like, she's been dead for 30 seconds.
Super Sentai for you.
I want to watch more Super Sentai, but I don't want to watch Super Sentai where a main character dies like halfway through the season or in the final battle because I don't want to be upset about it.
Go 5.
Go 5. That's on my list. That one's also all siblings, right?
Yeah, it's Lightspeed Rescue, basically.
Oh, like it's beat for beat, like the same plot?
No, it's more Lightspeed Rescue if they were all siblings.
Lightspeed Rescue if they were all siblings, not just Dana and Ryan.
Because it has that older brother family vibe into it that you can really tell their chemistry's a little bit better because of it, I think. But nothing beats Abaranger.
Which one's Abaranger?
Abakilla.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I want to spoil something, but I cannot spoil anything from that for you because you have to watch it first. But he's just a menace to society, and I love that man. I love that man. Before we get off track, let's get into Disney era. We're starting off about Super Sentai.
You know, it was an appetizer before we got into Mystic Force. I mean, in Mystic Force, Udana doesn't die. She just loses her powers. Power Rangers is horrified of death.
And if they kill somebody, they bring them back. But Super Sentai doesn't care.
Yeah, no. Super Sentai is more real.
They kill kids. Kids are perverted. Or if they kill somebody, they dead. There's a lot of death in Super Sentai.
A lot. The first episode I watched where a civilian got killed, I was like, oh my God, is that guy actually dead? Like they're not gonna save him later? No, he's just dead. He's gone.
I like to say Super Sentai is the definition of F them kids because they always target kids for some reason.
That's how you know they're bad guys? I have Invisible Cat.
Hey, it's like you're in the world of Magiranger or Mystic Force.
This is my invisible spy cat. She goes on magical spy missions for me.
Bring me the gossip from the Ranger community.
I have started to get to a point where I really want to rewatch some of the seasons, but I still have not finished the entire show. I still need to watch Megaforce and Samurai. So when I'm like, I want to rewatch Mystic Force, then I feel guilty because I'm like, I should be watching Megaforce.
Megaforce is overrated.
But I need to watch it. I gotta have a completed knowledge.
That's one of the reasons I didn't like Nickelodeon era was because there was no really story. Go to school, get interrupted in school, fight, Megazord. Oh, we won. My friend Shakim said there was no storyline, no. Ooh, Wait, you related to who? Who did what now?
Little
I'm
over.
sorry?
Yeah.
Wait, who is that girl? And why I love Disney era is because they had a story arc. Like Jockey Kruger's backstory was insane.
Yeah.
Why I love Mystic Forces is because of Nick's it is so well developed. As a
Yeah.
person who's a foster kid, his introduction is him coming on a motorcycle. He's like, time to find out where I'm from. And he mentions his foster family is great. But he's like, I gotta find out where I'm from.
One of my favorite things about him is at the end of the show, he takes his birth parents to meet his foster parent, which means that
Yes.
he likes both sets, and that's very wholesome.
I'm glad you caught that because a lot of people didn't.
They're all on their motorcycles together. It's so cute. They're like a family and they got motorcycles to match him. And they're going to go meet his other parents. And I hope that meeting goes well.
If you could control a Zordy, I feel like you could ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And seeing Limbo on a motorcycle was really badass.
I can't remember if the motorcycles were themed. Were they just normal motorcycles or did Udana have like a white one and Liambo had like a red one?
She had a white outfit because Nick always had the leather jacket and the red t-shirt.
Gotta have that red on there somewhere. Otherwise, children will forget which ranger you are.
I love that aspect that they did that.
Say what you want about Disney, but they know how to write a story. Like, it's not gonna be boring. They know what they're doing. They hit all the key points.
I also like to call it the John Tui era.
Yeah.
He was Mystic Force and SVD. And SVD, he didn't play not one but two characters. Kelson, yes. Oh my, why did I couldn't think of his name?
He's
It's
in
more of a,
every season. It's insane.
I think he first appeared in Disney era.
Because
He first,
SPD, I think, is his first appearance as Boom. And then he started doing all of the suit acting. Then, he goes on to be Phineas with the heavy makeup, Norg with the full costume. He's the Fly in Jungle Fury.
Disney era is like where he was the shit. Kelson and John Tui were like the main two who ran Disney era.
Two worthy individuals. They're both really cool.
Which was amazing is I got to work with John Tui and oh my god, he's gonna punch me in the face. Farrar. I'm allowed to say that. I've hung out with Farrar. I know Farrar. He's a really funny guy. And he looked at me and said, holy shit, you're tall.
Actors are usually pretty short. So I feel
I
like
didn't realize how short he was. And I was like, holy shit, you're short. I did not expect that.
the whole cast of Mystic Force, other than John Tui, they're all like, what, like
he said,
5'5"?
he said, it's not my fault. You're built like the Jolly Green Giant. Back on topic of Mystic Force, I think that plot was one of the top most of well-developed story arcs, in my opinion, where his character grew. He came in as this asshole that didn't want to be the Red Ranger, which was interesting as him like not believing at all to him believing to finding out it was technically Loki his destiny. Finding out he was O'Donna's son was just like, holy I was like and then you find out Liambo's his father, which is also Korag, and you're like, oh, what is going on?
Major drama. I've hated this guy for the last couple months and he's just been beating me up regularly. And he's my dad. That's uncomfortable.
It wasn't just beating him up, he was whipping his ass.
I love Korag as a villain because so frequently villains in Power Rangers have to continually fail or be inept because they can't win because the point is the heroes always win. But with Korag, they took a different route of instead of just like everything he does gets messed up somehow, he actively has like a standard and he'll beat their ass and be like, okay, you guys clearly are not on my level and it's dishonorable for me to keep fighting you. So I'm going to go work harder. Oh, it's so much more devastating too, because he could literally kill them at any moment, but instead he's just like insulting their prowess as warriors and then leaving.
And it's funny that the master's just okay with it. And then like when he goes back, they're like, why didn't you finish it off? He's like, I don't answer to you. I answer to the master only. And if you had any problem with it, you can fight me about it. And they're like, nah, we're good. Even the villains knew that he was a shit. Also, I want to know what happened to the rest of his team.
I think they died in the battle. I mean, they were there behind Udana when the gate closes with him on the other side of the Hell Gate. So they're still
And that's when the battle ends. When the gate closes, the battle is over.
But she says that they're like gone, and then when it shows her, picking up the pieces, her sister died to shut the gate, her husband shut inside the gate, her best friend disappeared with her baby.
And then she picks up the
And
wands.
she's picking up the wands because those
So
guys are
what killed
dead.
them?
There had to have been more monsters that were shut outside the gate, and they like died getting rid of those guys.
The gate closing only seals the master and the strongest villains in there. So I guess was it like the putties? Not the putties. What are they called?
Oh, I don't remember.
Ah.
They have like slimy faces, right?
But also the queen of the vampire. What is her name?
It's really been. I'm stuck on like Vancuria is her name in Magiranger.
But in Magiranger, she's two people.
Naya May. Does her name start with a P in Mystic Force?
Every time I think of her, I just picture that that scene, and then she just dives out the way. I love her and Chip as a couple.
Her and Chip is a couple?
V and Chip.
Oh, V and Chip. I was like the Vampire Queen and Chip. I was my imagination. I was like, okay, okay. I'm
I
here
think
for this.
I think Xander and her.
He does try. He tries playing Xander on her. Doesn't she go on a date with the guy that owns the record store at the end of the show?
She might. I can't
She
remember.
does. Because Lily starts dating
This is
Phineas.
Lily's
Like,
mom.
yeah, Lily starts dating Phineas in like the second to last episode. And then right as they're wrapping up the show, when Vita is like DJing with Mr. Pom Pom Head in the record store, I think that the Vampire Queen walks in and like she and the record store guy are going on a date.
I think you're right. I 100% believe that Maddie gets Nick.
Oh, absolutely. They leave it open-ended, but the open ending is like they're probably gonna do it. Like he's gonna go do the thing with his parents, come back, and she kind of addressed like, when you come back, do you want to go out? And he basically says yes.
See, there's so much going on with Nick as a character. Like it was joyful to watch.
Yeah, I love that season. I actually really like Nick, and a lot of people bag on him as like being kind of a crappy, poorly written character.
They just don't appreciate him.
Yeah.
Also, the top strongest Five Ranger of all time because his battleizer, one of the best battleizers ever. He combines with the dragon.
Oh, and that look is so sweet, like the three colors, and it's like a lot smaller and more like
And
a
then like
armor.
the head of Dragonheart becomes a wand.
Awesome.
I love how Claire goes, like her story arc is good too. Like she goes from being this clumsy person to being the moon.
Like one of the biggest, most important magicians.
And she's like the mother figure of Fireheart. She basically raised that dragon.
That's her dragon.
And then it's her that casually just finds his baby blanket, and O'Donna's like, "Give me that. Where'd you get that?"
His little red baby blanket. The fact that anytime a Power Ranger has something from when they were a baby, that it's the same color as they end up being as a Power Ranger is freaking hilarious to me. They show Cam's little green baby blanket in Ninja Storm and Amelia's little pink beanie that she's wearing as a baby in Dino Fury. Destiny, the Morphin Grid knew.
It'd be even funnier if they gave her a red one. Do we know which actors got their suit from the auction?
No, I was a little too bummed about it to check.
I didn't pay attention to it, and I didn't go for the auction because I hated that they were auctioning it off.
I get that like they're a company and they're just trying to make money and a lot of that stuff is old, but I just feel like it was done with no tact or respect. Like they could have at least released a statement or
Did they at least send the Japanese stuff back to Japan?
I've started to see people come up in my feed now who actually got things from the auction, showing them and saying that they're planning to do content with them. And I know there was a group, my friend Colleen told me about it. It's the Morphin Museum, and they bought a bunch of stuff and are like putting up really nice photos and videos of it.
I love that idea. Whoever
Yeah,
did that is.
they got Jen Scott's Doomsday outfit from when she comes back in Wild Force with all the like leather and straps and stuff, and they put up a video of it on a mannequin and like did a 360 so you could see it really well.
See, I wish we had more stuff like that. You know Shining Brave?
Yeah, he has the Zenowing head, right? I think I saw
He also got some stuff from Jungle Fury because you know him and Jungle Fury are.
Oh yeah.
So, what is your favorite series from
the Disney
Disney?
era? The Disney era starts with Ninja Storm or Wild Force?
That's a very good question.
Whatever one it starts with, it started under production of Saban and then got sold in the middle and changes. And then RPM's the last season.
Yes, because the next is Samurai, which is I'm iffy about. I'm not Toa, who's a freaking Jaden Siwa. I just said Siwa.
JoJo Siwa? Jaden Siwa? Somebody edit Jaden Sheba together with JoJo Siwa. I want to see that.
Please put him in a JoJo Siwa outfit. So it is Ninja Storm.
So the seasons are Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force, Jungle Fury, and RPM.
Overdrive.
Overdrive. Sorry. What is my favorite of those seasons? It might be Ninja Storm, actually. Ninja Storm's really, really good.
Then you'll also like Hurricaneger. Hurricaneger is also a good Sentai.
I have not watched Hurricaneger yet. The only Sentai that I've watched is Magiranger, so
That's a good spot to start.
I want to watch a couple of the Sentai that weren't adapted into Power Rangers.
What's it called? Ah,
The one with the cube?
it is my favorite Super Sentai of all time.
Is it the one where they have the suit where the chest design is a face of an animal?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I know which one you're talking about.
America folded. They could have done Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Building blocks, Minecraft, Legos.
So frequently I'm like, why aren't the fans in the writing room? Because that's a really good idea.
Because think about it. Minecraft is literally just building blocks. That's all that series is, just stacking blocks and turning into animals. Even their main world is just blocks. The home of the main four.
I'll have to add that one to my list of Sentai.
What is a train Sentai?
Tokuger.
I know you want to watch stuff that's not been turned into American stuff, but you have to watch Gokaiger. Captain Marvelous. I love that man.
I want to watch Kinganger, the more recent one where they had a whole bunch of Rangers. It was very digital and people complained about it, but I just really like the aesthetic, so I want to watch it.
I watched it. No, it was okay.
That's kind of the vibe I got from everybody.
On the other hand, Baboonzer was pretty good.
I love the car, the tire.
Boom, boom. See, I loved morphers where they could like slide it on anything, and they really, with that season, really played with like sliding on the wall, sliding off each other.
They
And
did
that's
a teeny tiny bit in the season finale of Overdrive because they usually roll it down their arm, but then they were like doing like a rock or like off of a person. I was like, you do this the whole season.
because Will started it. Who's the actor of Will?
I don't know that one either.
He performed a rap song live at VIP Party, Ranger Stop Orlando. He performed live, and so did Sky Frank, and that was interesting.
I think I might have just walked into the room when Sky Frank was performing and I was running around and I left immediately because I was trying to find someone. I haven't really been attending the VIP parties as much as I was last year or year
This
before.
year, they just weren't the same. I went to both of them.
I'd rather, go to somebody's room party or something. Actually hang out with my friends is the thing. Because we only have 3 days to be there and I get to see these guys, you included, like, 4 times a year maybe. So I'd rather just hang out than be in a huge room with everyone else who's there.
Are you going to NYC at all this year?
No. Sorry. Just New York Comic Con, like the basic one?
Yes, I'm going to be working with some people. That's all I'm allowed to say.
Oh, okay. Working with some people.
So you just got some tea that you weren't expecting.
My year is already so full of like things that I need.
It really is.
It's like you turn it over from December to January, and then you just go through the whole calendar and are like, and this weekend, and this weekend, and somewhere this month, and then
And by the time the end of January hits, you're like, I'm booked. I'm like, I feel like the Grinch.
wrestle with my self-loathing.
And then the thing is, people don't realize about his cons is like, I need a good 3 weeks after. I need like 2 days after the con just to lay it out.
I did 2 back-to-back last year, one weekend and then the next weekend, and that was a huge, I don't want to say mistake. It was fun. I shouldn't do it again, is what we're going to say.
I did that last year too, which I understand.
I ended up hurting my back because my body was just like, what are you doing?
Because I think MomoCon, Ranger Stop, and Dragon Con were all around the same time.
Yep. I did Power Morphicon and Dragon Con.
That's what it was. We did the same thing. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was stupid.
What made mine harder was I worked it.
Oh God.
I have not talked about this at all, so you'll be the first to hear this.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong. I love Gareth Yoon, Overdrive Blue. Oh my God, amazing man. If you get to meet him, he is one of the most wonderful people to work with. I don't know what happened, but he didn't show up at all on Friday. So they just had me helping around, and then they put me with Farrar, which was an amazing person to work with. And I also got to talk to John Tui a little bit because all the Mystic Force cast was side by side. They had the actor who played Xander, the actor who played Vita, Farrar, and John all together. And then I had RPM across from me, which was amazing. So I was in the dream spot for Disney era. And then for Saturday, it was split half and half. Like for the first part of the day, I was with Farrar again. And then when they were finally able to figure out where Gareth was, they're like, okay, Braxton, Gareth's here from Australia. You got everything ready. You're able to go with him. But it was like, I was just so confused because when I get there, Brandon gives me my folder, who I'm working with, all the stuff I need to know about him, what's going on, all his cards, all his photos, how much his stuff costs, how much this is, and then plus the person who paid Brandon to sponsor this actor and something like that. I don't know how that worked. I don't know and I don't want to know. So there's communication going through all three of them, and I'm just like the handler who's like, what the heck is going on? And then when everything finally calms down, it's halfway through Saturday, and I'm already like exhausted. I'm like, it's only Saturday.
Cons can get pretty crazy on the organizational side. I can't imagine.
And working with like Gareth, like when Gareth left, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna be gone for about an hour and a half. Go enjoy the con." And then I would just come look for you or somebody I knew. It's like, wait, I don't know what to do right now. That wasn't part of my schedule. I didn't plan this. And then
Mm-hmm.
I went and wasted money. I was in
Wasn't a
California.
waste, you know.
Okay, I didn't waste money. I got one of the original Car Ranger morphers.
Ooh.
It's still in possession of my good friend Blake Foster. We're waiting for us to meet up to get that back because he's always busy, or I'm always busy, and it's hard to get that shipped. And so it's like, let's just find a con we're both going to be at, and let's just
Yeah,
get it there.
that's the easiest way to do it, honestly. Just same place, same time, pass it.
A few moments later.
I was like, wait, where'd it go?
I just hung
I'm like,
up.
did I get hung up on?
I was like, how dare you talk about Blake Foster? It gives me a little countdown when it's going to kick us out. And then I'm like, yes, I'll make sure to note that. And then I get caught up in the conversation. I'm like, I'm on another planet. Anyway, handing off thing. I was gonna say, the easiest way to get people stuff is organized being at the same con at the same time and just giving it to them. But I keep messing that up. I have like 2 times now been at a con with someone who's like, "Oh, I have this thing to give you," and I'm like, "Yes, we discussed this," and then I forget.
Speaking of stuff you have given me, I have one of your shirts with your blood on it. And
Yes,
it's still never been washed.
yes.
I can't wear it a lot because then it'll start stinking and it has her blood on it. So I can't
No,
wash it.
I would say at this point the blood probably won't come out unless you use some kind of stain remover. So you could probably wash it.
But then if it goes away, then you're like,
I'll
I,
put
I
more
have to
blood on
come
it.
back to I have to come back to you and be like, I need your blood.
I cut my finger somehow. I don't remember how though.
I got given that shirt off your back.
Yeah.
We were drunk.
It was a good con memory. That was like my probably the con I had the most fun at ever.
That's a good con because me, you, and Dallas Tucker and his wife all got a photo.
Yeah, Megan and I broke into the con floor after it was closed because all my shirts were under our table to sell and they wanted them. So we went in there. The door was unlocked. It was fine. And we tried to figure out how to lock it after we left. But we got like 3 of my shirts and we all put them on. It was very fun.
If you're watching this, you're just going to get a lot of tea.
Yeah, but what people do at conventions, they party, they hang out with their friends, they get really tired, and then they need to hibernate for like a couple days afterwards.
Speaking of shirts, I'm in love with Jim Kelley crop top,
Me
hanging
too.
beside an autographed version of Jim in a pose that I'm now making very good eye contact with, and I don't know how to feel about it. Let's look away. Let's
He crop topped the shirt for me when I bought it from him. That man is such a perfectionist. He flattened it all out and made sure it was straight.
He did that in the hotel room.
And he was like cutting little bits of it to make sure they're really flush. I
And
was
then he like rolls it. I'm like, what are you?
dude, just hack it. That's what I do. I'm just like, cut it in half.
Snip, snip, snip. That's uneven. We need to get Jim Kelley do an ASMR
Yeah.
video of him making one.
We should film it. Good content. That's the nicest cut crop top that I have. All the ones that I have cut have at least one of those little like triangles that comes off of it where you like caught it in the scissors wrong.
Just give it a little pumpkin spice.
Personality.
We can't. I'll be perfect, Jim.
Jim sets the standard too high for perfection. I'm not
With shirts and his hair.
and his impressive collection of 80s themed clothing. No.
Or his collection of VHS tapes.
We need to stop talking about Jim. It's making me kind of sad. I'm looking around my room and it's just chaos and everything's dirty.
You still haven't said your favorite Disney era.
Ninja Storm. Mystic Force, close second. And I really love the writing in SPD. There are things I don't like about it. And I really love the writing in RPM, but there are things I don't like about it. So Mystic Force and Ninja Storm.
SPD, which is crazy, took place in 2025. And guess what? Here we are.
I don't know if you're implying, guess what, here we are in the sad state of affairs of our current social climate, but literally,
Where's the aliens? I want my ET buddy. That's all I want.
the fact that SPD is basically ICE and that right now ICE is like allowed to take people out of hospitals and schools.
No.
Yes, it is.
Why'd you say it like, because ICE is 3 letters and S. No, girl. Oh.
The connection is there. They are immigration officers policing aliens that come into the country illegally. And if the aliens come in legally, they're like, what up, dude? You're chill. But all the ones who come in illegally are like robbers and criminals.
Immigration control, space patrol. I don't like you right now.
I'm
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. it's still a very well written season, and there are some good points in it about like Piggy points out to them that to the aliens they're the bad guys, or like they have to learn that robots are people too, or the episode where Bridge doesn't side with everyone else and think that the guy who looks more like an alien is the bank robber. He's like, it's the woman. You all think she looks innocent because she's human looking, but she's just tricking you. So I mean, there's some rich Power Rangers type material there about like inclusion and overcoming these hurdles, but it's still a very pro-cop season, which is why a lot of people have issues with it. And just the fact that that's what's happening right now and that it's
You can't
2025.
say pro-cop because you get into Super Sentai. There's more cop-like Sentai.
It doesn't matter. If every season of Super Sentai was pro-cop, SPD is still cop propaganda, man.
There's one that beats it. Part of the helmet is literally a cop hat.
That sounds cute, though.
You think?
Why does that sound so cute?
I can't think of the Sentai, but it's like more, and they're all cops.
I think
SPD.
cops in Japan might be better than they are in America. I feel like they're more civil servants.
They also don't do state troopers that will ram you off the road. They're like, oh, if you're going so fast, we're not going to chase you. That's just dangerous. The United States, oh, you're going fast? I go fast too.
Supposed to be laws about that in America, that if you're exceeding the speed limit to a certain degree, they're not allowed to chase you to give you a ticket because it endangers other people on the road. But there's no way that anyone pays attention to them.
Have you seen the cops in the maneuver where they hit your car and flip you over?
Why? That's insane. Just for visit.
If they're chasing you and they think that the best option is to stop you because you're gonna leave, they will like use the back of their car and hit your car and it flips you. Your face when I said that.
There are so many things that we just accept are like, oh yeah, you should use that amount of force because that's what anyone would do. And I'm like, how many situations are there really where it wouldn't just be better to be like, okay, well, they robbed a grocery store, but it probably shouldn't endanger a bunch of civilians on the sidewalk or shoot at them, because what if a bullet hits someone else? And also, how bad is it to really rob a grocery store? Really?
If you all rob like Walmart, I'm like, they have the money to replace that.
It's still like bad because
it's still bad, but like
you're traumatizing the people who work there by pointing a gun at them, which is not an okay thing to do. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not like you're murdering people and we need to shoot you in order to make you stop doing that.
Let's not get into that. It's about Power Rangers.
Take it out.
Hey, we have ADHD. You put two ADHD people in one podcast, stuff happens.
Let's talk about Mystic Force. Mystic Force has good vibes. Go back to Mystic Force.
Oh, not RPM. RPM was heartbreaking.
Yes.
First off, the father in that
is a dick.
I didn't want to say it. He was a piece of shit.
I saw one time somebody was like, best dads in Power Rangers history, and he was on their list. His name's Colonel Truman. And I was like, are you smoking crack? He's a great leader. He is taking...
Okay, me and her are not PG.
Viewer discretion advised. Will YouTube get mad at me if I say...
I don't know. Well, at least it's not on Twitch, because Twitch would have kicked us off by now.
I've definitely said on YouTube, and it didn't get taken down.
We'll find out.
If it gets taken down, I'll go back and I'll bleep it out. And I'll put it back.
Also, Ziggy pulling that... Also, Ziggy's backstory.
Ziggy's awesome.
He's also a great actor. When you find out that towards the end that he's actually a badass and he's been faking this persona the whole show.
I kind of feel like he's still...
He faked being dumb. Because you remember, he confirms that in the end because he was doing all this for the kids, smuggling all these medicine with like the mafia and stuff like that for all the sick people. And that he was really smart, but when he ran away from it, he had to put on a persona. He's actually funny, but he had to also act stupid at the same time. So my question is he actually that stupid?
I don't think anyone's actually that stupid. He definitely has his moments. His level of goofiness does lend to making him look stupider than he is. But I mean, he does some smart stuff too. He's not a total idiot.
When he was like stealing stuff for the kids, which made me love him even more. But his friendship with oh my god, Operator Black, Dylan, almost called Dylan David. I love how Dr. K is just like, they're like, do we have to be called Operator this? Can't we just be called Ziggy?
Dr. K is dealing with a lot of trauma. She had a really messed up childhood. She created a virus that killed 90% of the human population. She lost the only friend she ever had.
They come back, and then it proves that his dad's an asshole again when he gives his son has been doing all this stuff the whole time, the original Red Ranger, but he doesn't get a reward, but the new Gold Ranger does?
Well, and also, why Gem and not Gemma?
And the fact that you pin your other son's death on your youngest son when he's already dealing with that fact.
It wasn't anybody's fault. Literally in the flashback, when they're in the room talking about the plan, Scott says, what's the plan to get back? And his brother's like, oh, are you afraid to die? Like, they all freaking know they're gonna go out and get killed. And literally all of them do, except for Scott. That's nobody's fault. It was just the apocalypse.
Haritage start a what if series.
They really
what if Scott died, but his older brother didn't?
That would be really interesting.
Or what if Nick grew up in the forest?
Yeah. What if Nick stayed with Udana? Would he be resentful because he would have felt pressured his whole life to fulfill his destiny?
Or what if instead of Lee and Bo going in, the master uses the battle to kidnap the baby?
Yes, and then Nick is Korag, and Lee and Bo's the Red Ranger.
Not even the Red Ranger. You bring in somebody else.
Oh.
Or what if it's Korag and Nick as Nick is his apprentice? Like a dark Red Ranger. Like instead of Nick being red, he's black.
He could be red and black, black with red highlight. All the what ifs, all the things that you could do with Power Rangers, just theorizing about it, that would be so cool.
But they have to have a fan leading that.
I don't know. I really don't feel like Hasbro wants to put the work or the money into the franchise to make something that the fan base would find fulfilling.
Did you hear about the Paramount's just made a Power Ranger movie? A new one?
They teamed up with Paramount and they're planning on making a new live action movie. It's a reboot, but it's a new universe, so it won't be connected to any of the canon of the TV show.
Is it supposed to be Mighty Morphin, or do we not know yet?
I don't actually know. I haven't heard confirmed either way if it's just like a reboot of Mighty Morphin, but alternate. Kind of like the new Star Trek franchise. They were like, we changed the timeline.
Kind of like how in the end of the 2017 movie, the end of that movie confirmed that it was not a part of the original timeline.
Well, the stuff with Zordon and Rita is all very different from how it's portrayed in the show.
It showed Lord Drakkon towards the end where it shows the original Mighty Morphin TV show and seasons.
Does it show Lord Drakkon at the end of the 2017 movie?
Mm-hmm. It shows Tommy.
Well, the thing at the end of the 2017 movie was like they're calling Tommy Oliver, but the seat's empty and there's a green shirt hanging on it, right?
Post-credit scene.
Is this a thing that I missed? Did I never go to the end of the credits in that movie?
You've not seen the scene where it's Jason David Frank's Lord Drakkon?
I mean, I've seen some scenes where it was Jason David Frank's Lord Drakkon, but I thought they were
That's from the 2017 movie.
I thought they were from a fan thing. Need to do my research there. Gotta go watch that after this.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember watching the post-credit scene, and then it shows Lord Drakkon come up out of nowhere.
That's that thing where he like turns towards the camera, right?
He's sitting there, and it's showing seasons of the good version of Tommy, and then one of the yellow Centennial people walk up to him, and then he just like closes his eyes and looks down, and it's. I could be wrong, but I'm 99.9% sure.
Google it. I mean, I don't know if I've ever watched all the way to the end of the credit sequence in that movie. Oh no, it says he didn't. The thing I'm thinking about is Shattered Grid, the thing where he turns towards the camera really dramatically. That's the Lord Drakkon footage that I've seen. Yeah.
Show me the video.
I'm watching it in the reflection. This is the thing I see a lot. The thing where he's like up on the balcony and turns.
No. That's not what I'm talking about.
That's not it?
It's him sitting on a throne with his helmet off. Half his face is like scarred, and he's watching the.
Let me finish typing. I looked up end credit scene. This is the thing I was thinking about. Calling Tommy Oliver.
I will find it and send it to you later. We'll put this on pause.
Okay.
I will look for this
put
video.
Put a pin in that? Anyway, RPM. RPM's very depressing. Is that what we were talking about before we went off on this tangent?
Yes, it was. That's why I said Disney era and Mystic Force. Because like we're probably going to start at Mystic Force and then just.
Freeform jazz. The death of Gem and Gemma in RPM to me is like one of the most heartbreaking Power Rangers death scenes in the whole franchise.
But then they come back.
Everybody does except Trini and Zato.
Trini dies because of the actor died. And Zato
dies, gets brought back by the Morphin Masters, uses all the magic up, dies again, and then comes back as a Morphin Master and then has to leave to go to the grid and he's never allowed to come back. So it's kind of, I mean, he's technically dead.
There's been deaths in Power Rangers, but they always bring him back.
Until 2023.
Ooh, but that's a special case.
Yeah, but it is still unique.
I forgot, how does she die? Was it always?
She gets killed by Rita. Rita's gonna laser blast Billy and she pushes him out of the way and it picks her up and then like explodes her and she flies off a cliff and theoretically dematerializes.
Super Sentai would have probably shot her.
You'd get the helmet off with like a trickle of blood scene if you were doing Super Sentai. But I mean, obviously they couldn't do that because they don't have the actress.
They've brought a few people back from the dead in Super Sentai, but most of the time if you die die in Super Sentai, you're dead.
The Once and Always Netflix special was like really dramatic. I was just rewatching some scenes from it because I'm doing a video about Power Rangers who died. And man, like Billy stabs Rita Repulsa all the way through with his trident, and then like Min stabs her in the shoulders with the daggers and pins her to the wall, and then Zach shoots her with
That
his
sounds
guns,
sexual.
pins her to the wall with her daggers. Depends on what you're into, okay?
Have you heard of like the thing where the hero and the villain, they're really just dating, but they can't let anybody know, so it's like a lot of sexual tension.
Wait, in what thing?
Have you seen Jax the Whimper? He's a cosplayer.
I don't know.
There's this thing where he like one of some of his content is if the hero and the villain were actually lovers, but they have to really believe that they're not, and all of the fight is basically build up tension. And so like the reason they send the sidekicks away and the henchmen away to fight is so they could talk about how much they love each other.
I mean, that's basically the plot of X-Men. Xavier and Magneto are just clearly lovers.
Dumbledore and Grindelwald.
Yeah.
The Batman and the Joker.
Oh, yes. I love that they like, it's not like they're lovers, but in Lego Batman, they have the whole thing of they need each other, they want to feel needed, and it's more of like a friend.
Catwoman, at least Catwoman and Batman.
Catwoman and Batman are literally a thing.
Have you heard of the thing where they say Batman's superpower is women?
Dude, Batman's superpower in Man of Steel Justice League is divination. And I don't think they intended to canonize that, but it literally is, because in Batman versus Superman, Batman's having all these weird dreams, and he dreams about things that haven't happened yet. Like Superman tells him that they have captured someone or that they're gonna kill his mom. He sees something happen to Lois Lane that like hasn't happened yet. He sees the villains, the little bug guys that are gonna be in the Justice League in his dream before they've been introduced into the universe. Like he's having these premonitions about all this shit that is going to happen and just is shrugging it off as like nightmares.
But that could also be like the gods just warning him, giving him prep time.
Bruce Wayne is a metahuman, and he has divination powers when he's asleep.
Unless you run with it.
This is one of the hills I will die on.
But there was a video I saw where like every time Bruce gets captured by a woman, he flirts his way into her.
Yep.
He's captured by Cheetah, like full on tied, and he gets free by flirting with her and doing the deed. And it just skips to her laying in the bed and Batman gone. I'm like, what is going? Oh my God, DC Comics. And Power Rangers is technically in the DC universe.
Yes, it is.
Because the Ninja Turtles.
Well, isn't there a Power Rangers Justice League crossover too?
So technically, all three could be in the same universe.
I'd love to see a Power Rangers crossover with the Fantastic Four. What are our closing thoughts on the Disney era?
Okay, what's the best era of fights? What's the best era of plot? And what's your favorite era?
Well, I would have to say probably the Zordon era might be the best era for fights, if for no other reason than Johnny Young Bosch is in a lot of it.
Okay,
and
you're not wrong.
they also spend a lot more time with unmorphed fights in the Zordon or Saban era. They do a little bit in the Hasbro era, like Beast Morphers is pretty good, but I don't know about the rest of it, so I think that one goes to the Saban era. Plot, it's between Disney and Hasbro. I really love the Hasbro seasons. Disney has more on them, though. They have more variety, so I think probably Disney. So you said fights, plot, and what else?
Oh, okay, I'm gonna go theme song, actually.
Disney.
Early 2000s, baby. I'm a Disney era guy. But the Zordon era, actually, I really love it. Because Time Force and Breathe. In space.
335.
Set control to outer.
I hate to totally exclude the Neo Saban era like that, but it really isn't one for the record books. Megaforce and Samurai kind of drag it down, and it.
I will give Samurai, they have Antonio carried.
I think that the problem with the Neo Saban era, I really love Dino Charge and Ninja Steel. Dino Charge is my favorite season, but they played it safe a lot.
They did.
And I just think that's Saban like strangling the life out of it by being so concerned about making money.
Your favorite season? This is my OC character's helmet, so. And his vest. My OC character grew up with his inner gem, but was raised by Jared and Camille.
I'd like to think they could have become good parents. They both learned a valuable lesson at the end of Jungle Fury.
And his spirit animal is the Spinosaurus. He was born with like the Spinosaurus Zord. So when he summons his Zord, Jungle Fury summons it. But it's the Spinozord from Dino Charge.
That's awesome.
I personally really do love the Disney era. It had great plot, great music, great casts. A lot of actors played their characters very well.
Yeah, I think variety is one of the best things about the Disney era. They were not afraid to go all over the place. You know, like ninjas, ninjas to dinosaurs to future cops to then magic. Like they're just like bing 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 bing.
Plus, it was on Fox. I used to love the little bot. Doing, 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 doing.
I never really had TV growing up.
I didn't either, but I went to grandparents and friends' houses. Or that was around the time where the internet just started popping up, and you could like put them on discs. Was it illegal? Yes. Did we care
No.
during the early 2000s? No.
I mean, people still don't really care.
That's how YouTube made its money. A lot of stuff is just on YouTube.
God, I remember like right before YouTube when everyone shared things on discs, the amount of shows or things that you would think would only be on YouTube. Like it's not a real show. It's something some people made who are friends. And just like everyone thought it was funny enough that you burned it onto a disc and gave it to all your
Burning.
like
Burning was the key. We should bring back the discs.
they wear out so quickly. And then they start, they'll like, oh, they'll only spin a little bit and it has those like streaky lines on and it's like
The alcohol wipes on the bottom.
toothpaste. If they get like scratches, rub toothpaste in the cracks.
Oh my God, you make me feel old. And I'm an early 2000s child.
Well, what about rewinding an unspooled tape with a pencil?
The Crayola marker tops, the circle ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's perfect. And you could double fist it.
What was that about pinning her to the wall with your knives?
I never said this was going to be PG, and you never told me I had to. We have went from Power Rangers to not Power Rangers to everything in between.
So I did this last time with Miss Jetty. I was like, is there anything you want to plug before it cuts us off? And she said, and then it cut us off. So now we have 2 minutes left. Is there anything you would like to plug that you have coming up before the recording ends?
I'm going to use this to confirm that I am going to New York Comic Con. I will be going to both Ranger Stops this year, which I hope to see you at both Ranger Stops.
I don't know how, but I will be there.
If you see me after con hours, no, you didn't. Unless you're a friend, and then we'll talk about it.
If I don't remember it, you don't remember it.
Also, if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram or TikTok. May the power not protect you and you have a miserable day.
Aww.
No, I'm joking.
Protect you and have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Good vibes.
Good vibes.